Next, we will revisit the assignment prompt you read earlier to review and clarify a few main aspects of the analytical report itself, and then the proposal you will write to your instructor to gain permission to work on the report project you intend to complete. On a quick side note, however, let's first spend a few moments to notice the construction and elements of the assignment prompt before us to point out a few cohesive elements and techniques writers use to help readers navigate and use a document such as this. To begin with, notice the introductory text or introduction section of the prompt. This provides readers with both an introductory subject overview of the contents and a forecast of the document's main sections. In this case, by incorporating the exact first-level heading titles which follow in the document, proposal, and analytical report in the order that they follow. So if we scroll down through, you see proposal is the first level heading that follows. And if we scroll down further, there's analytical report. Okay. And because nothing else is mentioned there or listed, I suspect that those are the only two. Okay. Armed with this information, if we want to go to one of those sections, we can just scroll down through the document file or page through a physical document and look for the first level heading for the section that we would like to find. You will also notice that the heading titles are fairly descriptive about what content the reader can expect in the section. In this case, the sections contain information about either the proposal or the analytical report. If we just look inside the proposal section, we also notice that this introductory technique follows within sections as well. As we see inside the proposal section, it also has a section intro, and then it has introductory forecasts of the next level headings that follow. So in this case, it introduces the subject matter that will follow in this proposal section, and then it gives a section forecast of the next level headings. In this case, general requirements for the project proposal. Okay. And then content requirements for the project proposal. Okay. And that will go on into infinity. There are other techniques that we will look on as the semester progresses forward. When you have parallel sections, you do not need to, for instance, introduce each individual section the same way. You can avoid redundancy by incorporating an intro that will take care of all of them. But that is the subject for another lesson. Okay, right now let's move down to the analytical report heading and highlight some of the initial aspects of the report that will be important to understand as you consider what you want to do for your report project. First, you will create a scenario or case study and rhetorical situation similar to one you will encounter in your own professional future. Perhaps the first thing to clarify with this project is that as part of the purpose of this course is to help introduce many of you to your majors and specifically how to communicate in that field, we would like for you to spend a little time considering and or investigating what kind of rhetorical situations you might find yourself working in and communicating within sometime in your professional future. For this report, you will create a theoretical scenario that will replicate a real situation you might find yourself writing a similar report for in your professional career. This situation will require a choice to be made between two alternative solutions or responses to the situation. In your proposal, you will provide a detailed analysis of the scenario and rhetorical situation you will write the report for, but the analytical report itself will be just that. The actual report you would write exactly as you would create it. Second, your alternatives must be real. You will notice that the alternatives at the core of the analytical report will be two real and researchable alternatives that you will analyze, compare, and contrast in your report in order to recommend one as the better option or to argue that one is superior to the other as a response to the situation that exists. The scenario you create, the audience groups, the situation that exists that requires a choice to be made between the two alternatives can all be fabricated to suit our purposes for the project, but the alternatives must be real. The alternatives can be two real products, two real theoretical approaches, two real procedures or techniques, and so on. These things need to be real so that you can research and find real documentable data about them, however. Third, your analytical report will be written for your proposed scenario's client and audience groups, not your instructor. Unlike the proposal, your analytical report will be written to address the scenario, audiences, and other rhetorical situation elements that you create and will propose to your instructor in your proposal. Your instructor will assume the role of the various audience groups when evaluating your report and assess the report upon how well you address the rhetorical situation and situational demands you outline in your proposal. As you will discover as we develop your proposal and report scenario, you will be required to create a situation with at least three main audience groups for your report in order to emulate the multiple audience groups business communicators must routinely create messages, documents, and other communications to simultaneously address. The only component of the analytical report assignment that you will write directly to your instructor as an unconcealed audience will be the transmittal or cover memo that you will turn in along with the report, but as a separate file. This will be similar to the cover memos you construct for the majority of your major assignments for this course and will refresh your instructor's memory of your report's rhetorical situation and then discuss the rhetorical choices and techniques you applied or the rules you violated and why you did so to address the situational demands. Before we scroll down to the guidelines for selecting topic reports, it's important to point out that your analytical report is worth 300 points or 30% of your overall grade. This is a very significant portion of your semester grade here, and this is the major assignment.